So Zulaikha Patel then has become a name synonymous with fighting against discriminatory, or some would say racist, policies against black women's hair in particular. In 2016, Patel formed part of a group of pupils who were fighting against such policies at Pretoria Girls High School. The young woman joins us now to talk more about this latest scandal that's broken out over clicks and that Tresemme advert that depicted the hair, natural hair of black women as dry and all manner of things. It's since been criticized for being racist. Let's bring Zulaikha in. She joins us by Skype. Zulaikha, a very good afternoon to you. Thank you so much for speaking to us. So we've seen today a day of protest by EFF members who've gone to clicks outlets in various parts of the country. Is this the way in which we now have to deal with such campaigns like what we saw from clicks?
Thank you so much for having me. With the way that the action the EFF has taken, that's immediate action, and they're responding to the violence that clicks has perpetuated, because racism is violence, and this was deeper than a hair issue. This was blatant racism. This goes back to the fact that we have to decolonize the corporate space in this country. And so the approach that the EFF has taken, I'm not aligned with the EFF. However, it is an approach which they wanted to confront white supremacy head on. And
as you say, so this would suggest then that the protests are only part of what would be needed to change if what we're tackling here is a systemic issue. How do we go about that? Because this is not the first time that a major brand or schools such as Pretoria Girls, where you were, have been called out for this, yet the behavior persists.
So this goes back to the fact that we have to obviously change our approach. Our approach in tackling such issues cannot be one that is reactionary, whereby we're waiting for a massive public scandal, whereby we're not actively every single day dismantling and confronting white supremacy in every single space. We need to have one approach that is active every single day and targets and dismantles white supremacy in our country every single day. Because what we must understand, what Clicks has done is deeper than a hair issue. It's beyond a hair issue. It's not just about hair. This is white supremacy operating at its best in the country, in which it operates as well in the corporate space, which is something that we don't address enough, the decolonization of the corporate space. And that is something we have to tackle head on. Is how far have we gone in terms of decolonizing the corporate space? Because it's not surprising what I can say. This happens every single day, and it is not the first time it happens. So we need to be active in our response towards dismantling white supremacy in our country, in every single space and every single sector of society. We cannot just wait for massive nationwide scandals. We need to do so every single day. And so what we also cannot do is accept the white arrogance in which Clicks is portraying right now, expecting us and forcing an apology down our throats, which is what they're doing. We cannot accept an apology which does not come with justice and accountability. There must be accountability from Clicks. Accountability such as we must know who in the marketing team let that out and what was the motive. Who did that? There must be accountability. People must be fired, because what Clicks has done, Clicks has undermined people who are their major customers. Their major target market is young black women. It is young black women who for the past years, every single day, have been going into Clicks and spending their money in Clicks. And so Clicks clearly undermines young black women and does not understand the people who it caters for. And so there must be accountability which comes with justice. People must be fired.
And let me ask you this then, Zulaikha, because again, to what we were saying just a few moments ago about how this is not the first time that a brand has been called out for a racist ad campaign or a policy, for example, that speaks to the appearance of black women.
Please just come again on that one.
I was saying, this is not, again, as we were saying earlier, it's not the first time that we've dealt with a case such as this. Do you think then that brands persist with the sort of racist advertising and messaging precisely because the consequences have not been long-lasting in the past? So there's a moment of outrage and then we move on.
Yes, definitely. We're not seeing, that's when it goes back to the fact that I said we need to change our approach at how we approach and tackle white supremacy head on. We cannot just wait for one public scandal and then there's a major outcry and then there's just major action for one day. We need to be so active in our response that racist fear existing in our spaces, and these spaces are forced to radically transform and abolish their racist policies. And so brands persist in doing such things because there isn't long-lasting consequences. Hence, I said that we shouldn't accept white arrogance, and we shouldn't accept the apology that Clicks has put out. That is just white arrogance and damage control that Clicks has put up. That isn't accountability, and that isn't justice. We should never accept apologies which are not accompanied by accountability and justice. And so brands definitely persist in this behavior because there isn't long-lasting consequences, and we aren't actively being anti-racist every single day. What we see is that so many people are so reactionary in their response, whereas then it lasts for one day, for a moment, and it doesn't continue every single day. And what the actions of Clicks also do is that it forces us as Black people to really question, why is it that we've been putting our money into white entities that undermine us, disrespect us, and completely have no regard for us whatsoever? Why are we not buying Black? And it is not difficult to say that there aren't Black businesses. Every single day, there is a young Black person who starts something in trying to create an income for themselves. So why are we not putting our money into our communities and putting our money into supporting those that cater for us, those that understand us, and those that respect and do not undermine us? Why is it that we continue to put our money into entities that undermine us? Because what Clicks did is it clearly undermined every single young Black woman who for the past years has been putting her money into Clicks.
Zulaikha Patel, activist, speaking to us there about this Clicks racism saga today on a day of protest by members of the Economic Freedom Fighters. Thank you.